Hey, this is BJ Beaker. I'm here with Parker, one of our new employees at Tech Junkies. We're going to go over how to live connect or TJ remote into someone's computer. Um, what this is remote comm. So what we use this for is for our cloud care. When we get a call with someone on our cloud care program, they need to know how to remote into someone's computer, one, and they need to know how to fix the problem remotely, because with technology and how it is, teaching remotely or fixing something remotely, they need to know how to do that. So that's why I'm going to train Parker here today. He is in Colby, I am in Hayes, so that's why we're doing this via Teams. Like I said, it's very simple. We can do this in person or we can do this via Teams. So we're going to do this Teams since I don't want to drive to Colby. So here we go. So how to remote into someone's computer. If I'm going too fast, Parker, just let me know, okay? Okay. Okay, let's click the screen. Okay, step one, login. So make sure you have your login information from Matt. So do you have that from Matt? Okay, gotcha. Okay, in your Windows search bar, down at the bottom left, you'll see the type search bar. So type in Live Connect for me. Okay. Oh, you accidentally clicked. Let's go back. Okay, and it says it's going to say click the launch button. So you're going to launch the program. So click the launch button there on the Live Connect. And then you're going to use your login credentials to log in. So make sure you logged in real quick. Okay, and it looks like you're logged in. All right, so when we're going to log in, so we're going to go to the next step 2. So remote support. So this is the big, this is one of the big things that we do here at Tech Junkies, because, like I said, to fix issues, we need to do it remotely, because that is the big push now, is all remote, remote support, remote comms. So now we can connect not to only people in Colby and Hayes, we can connect to people in Texas, Florida, California. I mean, anywhere in the, pretty much anywhere in the world. This is. It just depends on when they're, of course, they're up or whatnot. But if we do have a customer that is in England that uses this, and they've called us in a couple times, we fix their computers. So once you're logged in, you're going to look in the search bar for the customer's name and type it in there. For example, like John Doe. So do you see the big search bar at the top, Parker? Okay, so type in, you can type in BJ, because it'll show what computer I logged in last. Okay, do you see the computer there? It'll say like TJH dot dash. Do you see that? Okay, you're going to click that. So once you click that, it'll populate once you type in the person's name, it'll populate like what computer there are. And then once you click my name, you should get this little screen right here. Do you see this little screen to your right? Okay, so the left one, I forgot what the left one is. The middle one should be the shared session. That's the only one that you really need to get into. The shared session, when they click that, Parker's going to click that, and I'm just going to cancel it on my end, because he doesn't need a remote into my computer. But once he clicks that, it's going to pop up, and it's going to come in with waiting on client. So go ahead and click that for me, Parker. Okay, so on your screen, do you see the waiting on client? Okay, and then it should say like, on my screen, it's going to pop up. It says Cloud Care wants to take control of your computer. What that is, that's us asking permission to get into the person's computer. Okay, Parker. So we can't just automatically go in, because they could have some sensitive information on there. So we want to make sure that is okay. And with that being said, most of the time when people call in, they have their sensitive information hidden. If it's up, just minimize it, just so we're not there to snoop around in people's computer. We're there to fix a technical problem. So I don't need to click OK on my screen, so we'll click OK. And then once you're in their computer, it'll pop up whatever on their screen. So if I had 3 Boston Terriers on my screen or Fort Hays State University on my screen, you would see exactly what's on my screen, kind of like what we're doing here. It'll show you exactly what's on their screen, what their problem is. You can go into their task manager. You can do everything that you need to do remotely. Now, of course, you can't dig into the computer physically, because that's impossible remotely. But this is our secure way that we use. Live Connect's very fast. It asks their permission, which is very good, because again, with sensitive information, Parker, you don't want to get into someone and then someone be really mad at Tech Junkies or call the manager saying, hey, he just hopped on. We don't want that. That's why it always asks that question. Cloud Care wants to take control of your computer. With some of the older customers that we do have, they're going to say, what the heck is this? Is this okay? Just reinforce to them that, hey, it's okay. It's just me. I'm trying to get into your computer to fix it, because of course there's bad people out there, and they always want to remote into people's computer, and so that's what they do. So they kind of have PTSD from that. And so with us saying Cloud Care, they pay for the program. They may forget that they paid for the program, but just remind them, hey, it's me, it's Parker, I'm trying to get into your computer. So that's what happens. The next thing I want to teach you is TJ Remote. This is another way to get into people's computer. It still asks their permission. It's just an older way. It's just a little more time consuming, and so we'll spend a little more time on it. But it's our older way to do it. Live Connect's a lot faster. It's a program that we pay for. So TJ Remote, if Live Connect is down, we can use TJ Remote. I've used this a handful of times. Some features on it are better, but a lot of it is just time consuming, and I'll get into why it's time consuming. So you'll tell the customer to go to tjremote.com in the address bar. So in Google, Edge, or Chrome, you'll tell them to do this, or Firefox, Chrome, or Edge. You'll tell them to go to tjremote.com. That can be the most time consuming thing, because a lot of people want to put that in their search bar, not into their address bar. The address bar is top right by the back and forward arrows, not the search bar in google.com. Once they go there, Parker, they're going to see a web page that'll say start new session. So once they go there, you can just reject that, Parker, that's fine. Once they go there to tjremote.com, you're going to see this little thing up here, our logo up top, and in the middle of their screen it's going to say start new session, just like this. So they're going to click start new session. Okay, and when they start new session, have them type their name. You can either have them type your name as a tech, or you can have them type their name. It doesn't really matter, as long as you know who you're talking to, so you can identify them, because it's going to populate a list in the middle, and that populate that list, you can either see your name, or if it's John Doe, you can see John Doe's name and click on it. After they click on the next screen, TJ Remote will start a download. This is called Screen Connect. Screen Connect is going to pop up in the bottom left corner down here if they're using Google Chrome. If they're using Edge, it'll be in the top right, and I believe Firefox is in the top right also. So once that is done downloading, you're going to have them click open the download. Typically, a lot of people use Chrome, so that's why we say in the bottom left. But if it's Edge or Firefox, it'll be at the top right, okay? So once you go down to the bottom left, you're going to open up that download. When they open up the download, it's going to say run, or if it's okay, if Screen Connect takes control of their system, you're going to have them click OK on that. When they click OK, you're going to be into their computer, okay? That's our way into the computer, and then in that list that's populated, you'll see like John Doe's computer. It'll have a green bar under their name, and that's when you click John Doe's computer to get into it, and then you're into the computer. You can fix any issue if you want to. You can do anything you want to on that end. So TJ Remote, the one thing that is different, if you need to restart the computer for Live Connect compared to TJ Remote, Live Connect, it will not connect you back on. You have to call them back or ask them to let you back on. TJ Remote, if you restart the computer, it will let you back on. So once the computer's back up, TJ Remote will kick you back on, then you're back in the computer. So that's one advantage of it. TJ Remote will also, and Live Connect will also let you transfer files over. So if we do a backup and they're missing a file, we can go to our backup servers. You can grab it with a USB stick, plug it into your computer, drag it from your computer to theirs, and then they can have access to that file. It may take a little bit just because their computer internet speed or the internet service provider may be slower on their end, but they can still definitely get the file. We can pretty much fix all issues. We can clean up their computer. We can do pretty much a complete system repair, minus actually physically getting into the computer and making a backup. I know we are working on a way to do backups remotely, but we haven't got that yet, and so we can pretty much do everything they need us to do besides like physically making a backup. If someone hacks into someone's computer, of course, and they say, well, they told me to get on the internet, of course have them bring in the computer, because if they're on the internet and we're trying to clean up something, the hacker is definitely going to try to kick us off, because of course they're trying to get into the computer and do some bad things because they're bad people. We'll go to the very last slide. Okay, once you're logged in to the teacher mode at the top end corner, you'll type in your credentials to log in. So this is just logging in to TG Remote. So you'll see the start new session. That's for the consumers. For us, there's a login up here that'll say login. You're going to type in your credentials. If you don't have them, make sure you get them from Matt. And do you have them from Matt, correct? Okay. And once you're logged in, you'll search for your customer's name. It'll be in the middle. We don't do this very often, so there'll probably be 4 or 5 computers on this, but it won't be very often. And then you'll click on that name, then you'll be in the computer, like I kind of already said. There will not be another screen asking for the customer to click OK to take controls, just because Screen Connect already said, do you want us to change your computer or take over your computer already? So they already made that decision to let us in. Most of the time, when they're calling us, they're in pain anyway, so they're going to let us in, which is good because we're going to fix their problem. But any other time, like I said, we want that Live Connect feature to say, hey, we're getting in, just to make sure it's okay, just so we're not looking at sensitive information, because that's not what we want to do. When we're done with it, you just close out of the web page like normal. You just close it out, and it'll say end session. You just end the session. After you end the session, you'll be off the computer, and they either have to call us back in to let us back in, or they can send us an email. More than likely, people give us a call just because they want to be there telling us what the problem is. For some stuff, like a cleanup or whatnot, you do not need to have the customer on the phone with you. You can just do your cleanup and then write them a little note on Word or WordPad, and then that'll say, hey, I'm done with the computer and I'm off, and then they can get back on the computer whenever and see not what we did, but see that it's cleaned up and it's working better. If it's a hardware issue, of course, and you're running a test and the computer keeps on rebooting or something, of course have the customer bring it in to us so we can actually get hands on the computer and we can physically look at it. Let me see here. The next, finally, our last slide, which one to use. I've kind of touched this already. Live Connect is better. It's more secure, and spending time how to get people to go to tjremote.com can be very consuming. If we're dealing with older customers, sometimes they'll type it in the search bar, and the search bar will go to somewhere totally different, not to our website. So some people don't know a difference between an address bar and a search bar, so that can be very time consuming on you. So of course we don't want to be on the calls for hours or anything. I don't think you want to be. I don't want to be either. And so that's why Live Connect's a lot easier, because we can just find their computer, click the reason why, and then they can let us on. TJ Remote has just a couple better features with the restart feature, but it just takes so much time telling people to get on the web page. It's mind-boggling sometimes, but like I said, the customer comes first. Just be nice and polite, and you should know how to, like I said, remote into any computer. Do you have any questions or anything, Parker? Oh, okay, gotcha. If you have any questions, just give us a call. We can do another Teams meeting, and we'll go from there. All right, thank you.